Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I'm one of the travel agents with Marvelous Mouse Travels. We are the agency that runs this Facebook group, along with several others that are focused on different destinations. We are also an earmarked platinum authorized Disney vacation planner. And what that means is that we are trained by Disney to be experts in their vacation products, and we are also recognized by them as providing an exceptional level of customer service to our clients. Welcome to Sundays with MMT. This is a weekly live agent panel video series that we do in one of our Facebook groups every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're really excited to be in this group tonight to give you an overview of Disney Springs, which is one of my personal favorite parts of Disney World. So I'm really excited personally to talk about this, and I know that these other agents are too. We are using a platform called StreamYard to go live tonight. And StreamYard may ask you if you want to give us a comment or ask us a question. It may have you approve it to display your username and profile picture. Just know that you don't have to allow that permission. You can decline that and you'll still be able to post anonymously. But we would love to take your questions and interact with you throughout this video. So feel free at any point to go ahead and drop your questions or maybe some of your favorite things about Disney Springs into the comments, and we will come back and talk about those as much as we can at the end. So I'm joined tonight by three of our marvelous agents. Ladies, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And if you would take just a second to tell everybody your name, how long you've been with the agency, and the best way for people to contact you if they're interested in planning a vacation.
Hey y'all, I'm Jenna Ensign. I've been with Marvelous Mouse Travels about 7 months. The best way to contact me is via email. It's jenna.ensign@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Amy Grunt. I've been with the agency for about 4 years, and the best way to contact me is amy.grunt@marvelousmousetravels.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Elizabeth Knappmiller. I've been with the agency for about 1.5 years, and the best way to contact me is through email, elizabeth.knappmiller@marvelousmousetravels.com.
And again, my name is Ginger. I'm a master planner. I have been with the agency just over 3.5 years. And the best way to contact me is to visit my blog, which you can find at gingermmt.com. So, ladies, I mentioned just a second ago that Disney Springs is one of my favorite parts of Disney World, one of our favorite things to do together as a family. But I think a lot of people either maybe don't visit Disney Springs at all, or if they go, they don't always allocate enough time to really experience everything there is to see and do at Disney Springs. And that might be just simply because they're unfamiliar with it. You know, they're not aware of how much there is truly to see and experience at Disney Springs. So for people maybe who are planning their first trip or maybe have been just to the parks and are kind of interested in exploring Disney Springs, what is Disney Springs? Like just a big, broad overview.
Well, Disney Springs is an area that has tons of restaurants. It has 6 James Beard award-winning chefs that have restaurants there. They have a huge shopping area. They've got several live stages. They have opportunities to buy the Disney balloons, to shop Disney merchandise and other merchandise, as well as enjoy just food, drinks, and a stroll outside.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lots of great entertainment opportunities to places to, go on boat rides and hot air balloon things, bowling, lots of different entertainment experiences as well.
Yeah. Can even see a movie there if you want to, right? they've got a movie theater as well. So I'm sure probably the next question that everybody has is, well, how much does it cost to get in? You know, is there an admission fee for parking or for getting into Disney Springs?
Disney Springs is absolutely free. There's no admission. Parking is complimentary. They do offer a valet service if you choose to do that. They will charge that. I believe it's $20. But other than that, it's a completely free place to be. It's a great place to do a non-park day, maybe on your day out of town, or if you fly in a little bit later, you can go down there just to get the whole vacation vibe going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always where we go when we arrive, like our arrival day. We like to get there a couple of hours before we can actually check into our hotel. And we just go straight to Disney Springs. We have lunch, we shop around a little bit, and then we make our way over to our resort, wherever it is that we're staying. And I love that because, it does, like you said, it does kind of get you in the Disney spirit because there is, Disney music, for lack of a better word. It's kind of like instrumental jazz versions of familiar Disney songs, but you can go to World of Disney, which we'll talk about, I'm sure, more in just a second, but you can kind of get your Disney, spirit flowing before you head over to your resorts, before you head over to the parks, because it is, it is free, but it is very Disney as well, even though they do have some, top, great retailers and people that we recognize and know and love as well. So let's talk about food, because that's always a popular topic with anybody when they're planning a trip. What are some of your favorite restaurants at Disney Springs?
I'd say like for quick service, there's quick service and table service options there, and I think for me, Polite Pig is one of my favorite.
Yes.
Quick service options, delicious food. It's been quick and easy to get in. For table service, I have a dino-loving 6-year-old, so T-Rex is currently the top of our list.
Of course.
Right. Chef Art's Homecoming is my number one. The brunch, the thigh-high chicken biscuits with hot honey, that moonshine, hummingbird cake. Homecoming is my favorite. We're also a Polite Pig lover because it's a bourbon bar. My husband's obsessed with bourbon. So they have tons of bourbon on tap, tons of bourbon flights. They have lots of good drinks, and then their food is just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Our favorite as far as quick services, we like the Blaze Fast Fired Pizza. It's basically like create your own pizza, and I call it a pizza Subway kind of. You get to pick all your toppings, and then it's like a personal pizza, like 11-inch pizza. It's fantastic. We love it. And as far as sit down, we're big fans of the City Works Eatery and Brew House. It has a ton of different beers, ciders on tap. When you go in, it's massive, and all the different beers are like written on this huge chalkboard behind it. That's one of our favorites to go to, just to hang out and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Another one of our Disney Springs favorites is Gideon's Bakehouse too.
Yes.
Their half-pound cookies and their peanut butter cold brew. That is my favorite. I would stand in line all day for peanut butter cold brew.
I've never had it. I think I'm going to have to try it.
Oh yeah, do.
For sure. Yes, I would agree with what several of y'all have already said with Polite Pig. My husband, like, that's his hobby. He is into barbecue. So like he smokes brisket and ribs and pulled pork and everything at our house, and we're super picky about barbecue because of that. But I love Polite Pig. It's absolutely delicious. I've tried a lot of, sampled a lot of different things there and never had anything bad. I also have to, for the sake of my friend, fellow agent Jennifer Self, I have to mention Chicken Guy. I have to talk about Chicken Guy because we did earlier back in March for March Madness. I did kind of like a restaurant face off, like a bracket challenge for best restaurants in Disney World. And people got to vote. And so Chicken Guy kept beating all of these other quick services. And so if you love fried chicken, if you love chicken fingers, definitely try out Chicken Guy, because there's all kinds of different sauces that you can try as well. And the sauces are what really make Chicken Guy, a fun place to sit down and eat. There's also, we've mentioned a lot of great table service options, but we got to talk about Wine Bar George, has excellent food. We have to talk about Morimoto Asia, which has excellent food as well. And there's just tons of options. Boathouse.
Raglan Road is a lot of fun too.
Yeah. Raglan Road and Boathouse and Paddle. I mean, there's just so many great places to eat.
Jaleo, yes.
Yes, absolutely. I don't remember the name of the chef.
Even is good. Now you're gonna make me think.
I know. I can't remember.
In a minute. It'll come to me in a minute.
It will. For sure. And Amorette's, of course. We got to talk about Amorette's Patisserie. They have amazing baked goods there. And those pretty little Mickey and Minnie Mouse dome cakes that you can order as well.
If you like donuts, Everglazed has fantastic donuts, and they make them there in the window. And then you can get a burger or a fried chicken sandwich put on a donut for that extra
Mhm.
dollar, and it brings it, the funky chicken sandwich on that donut brings it over the top.
I haven't tried that place yet, so now you got me
Oh, try
intrigued.
it. Yes, try it. They have great vegan options too. So we have a little one that has a bunch of food allergies,
Okay.
and he's able to eat the vegan donuts. So they're so good too.
Yeah, that's awesome to know too, because Disney is really good about working with you if you have food allergies or sensitivities. They have a lot of plant-based options and are
Yes,
really, the chef will even come out and talk to you about, what you can or can't have. And I think that that's
that's
really
right.
awesome too.
That's
Yeah.
the only place my child eats like a king.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. We have a couple of comments. Let's go ahead and throw those up there. Take a look at what people are saying. Chef's Arts. Yes, we got another fan of Chef Arts Homecoming here. Best brunch and fried chicken. Absolutely. Wine Bar George has great frozen drinks. And I have not tried that. Okay.
Okay,
Good to
you
know.
have to buy a corksicle. So if you get the corksicle at the basket at Wine Bar George, you bring it back and you get discounted frozen drink refills.
There you go. Good to know. Splitsville has the best sushi. Okay. Now, I'm not a sushi person. Are any of y'all a sushi person?
Yes,
No,
it's
you
so
No.
are.
good. Yes,
Okay.
it's so good. For a bowling alley, I would go there all the time for sushi.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not your typical bowling alley fare, is it?
No, not at all.
And also too, they have a lot of really great kiosks there. Like you can get poutine.
Yeah.
The
You
food
can
trucks.
the food trucks. We didn't even talk
Yep.
about the food trucks. Yes, the Four Rivers
Yeah.
Cantina has this taco cone that's one of the best things I've ever eaten. It was amazing.
Last time we were there.
Yeah, they're so good.
Oh, the bubble waffles too. If you've never had the bubble
Yeah,
waffles, mm,
yeah, those are awesome as well.
I think I'm
So
gonna
I
have
mean,
to go to Disney Springs to have some food.
that's right. You're not going to starve there for sure. You're definitely not going to starve. A lot of different options. Oh, yeah, that's that taco cone that we were talking about. Now, I got that without guac because I am allergic to avocado, so I cannot have guacamole, but it was good even without it. So if you're not a guac person, you can skip that too. So let's talk a little bit about shopping. We've covered dining fairly thoroughly. So let's talk a little bit about some of the shops that are there. Where are your favorite places to shop in Disney Springs?
There's plenty of shopping at Disney Springs.
Mhm.
One of my favorite stores, of course, is the World of Disney. Who doesn't love that store? It's a massive Disney store. We're big fans of Basin,
Mhm.
and my son is absolutely between Stance and the Ron John store. Every time we go, we have to go through and end up getting stuff. But
Yeah.
there's so many different places, Disney themed, not Disney themed. It's
mhm.
just, you can go on for probably most of the day shopping.
Mhm.
There's a spice store, the Spice and Tea Exchange, and we're big into spices in our family. Even my 6-year-old just loves spices, and we probably spent half hour, 45 minutes just exploring spice options there. So that's one of our favorites, along with the Lego store was another
Mhm.
one of I think my son's favorite thing to do. The whole entire trip of anything we did on our last trip was at the Lego store. He made his own Lego, and
Mhm.
um,
That's
he's
cool.
our Read the Naturalist, so he got to put that on his little
Oh,
shirt, and then he got to design the back with some snakes because that's nature, and cameras because he's into pictures, and that was probably the favorite thing he did the entire trip. Was to make his little Lego guy personalized at the store, and that was really special.
that's
Um,
awesome.
those are our favorites.
We really like the Marketplace Co-op, and right now they
Mhm.
have the Disney Cruise Line section there. They've got the housewares with the new, your plates and your things like that. They've got the dress shop. They've got the place for your dogs. You can design your phone case. You can
Yes.
design your Apple Watch. That's kind of the catch-all. We're also big Lululemon fans, and I find that they have way better selection there than they do at home. So we make our
Mhm.
trek through there, and the Disney Days of Christmas, we collect ear hat ornaments. Every time we go to Disney, we
Yeah.
get a new ear hat ornament for our Christmas tree. So we love going in the Christmas shop and just feeling like, the magic of Christmas all year round.
Absolutely. I agree. You know, I love going in the world of Disney. I love to buy, I have way too many Mickey ears. And so I do buy a new pair typically every time I'm there at World of Disney. And it's an obsession, but it's okay. And then I also love going in the, like you do, Jenna, we collect Christmas ornaments. So every trip we go, we pick up a new one, and it's a nice, you know, we'll write in Sharpie, we'll write the date of when we got it. And it's just a great way to remember your vacations as you're putting things on your Christmas tree. But in the marketplace co-op, which we've already talked about, there is, in kind of the middle of it, there is a little candle place where if you've ever visited or stayed in a Disney resort hotel, you know that they smell amazing. And my favorite resort in terms of smell is the Beach Club, the Yacht and Beach Club. And they have a candle that smells exactly like the Beach Club. And it just makes my whole house smell wonderful, and it reminds me of Disney. So that's my favorite. You know, I go there every time we visit Disney Springs and load back up on candles and just burn them all year long, because they're amazing. They really do smell fantastic. So let's talk about activities at Disney Springs, because Disney Springs is not just shops and dining. There are a lot of things to do there too. So what are some of your favorite things to do with your family?
One of my favorite things to do there is watch the live music. So when we're strolling around, they have, I think, at least 2 live stages, sometimes 3, depending on the time of day.
Mm-hmm.
And we just like to grab a drink and sit down and take a load off and watch most of the time it's local entertainment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Inside the marketplace, there's the photo pass studio. And if you have Memory Maker, you can go there for free, and they'll have a backdrop that they'll do different poses and things with you, and they're all free with your Memory Maker. So we love to stop and do that. And then we also, at the boathouse, they have the amphicars. So back when they were first or originally made, there was about 4,000 of them made. And now there's about 400 existing left in the world, and they have several of them at the boathouse. Mm-hmm. And you can go out and drive right as a car right into the water, and then it becomes a boat. And you get about a 20-minute tour, and you do get discounts if you eat at the boathouse first. Mm-hmm. It's first come, first serve when you're there, so you don't have to book it ahead of time. But that was really fun.
I like the hot air balloon. It's down in, I believe, by the food trucks and such. The view is amazing when you go up in that.
Yeah, it's really beautiful there. My kids love the little kiddie ride area. So they have a little carousel and a little train, particularly if you have littles. You know, my kids were much more into that when they were 3 and 4, than they are now that they're 6 and 9. It was a little bit more for littles, but I mean, older kids can still enjoy it. And also too, I love a lot of the seasonal activities. So at Christmas time, they have the tree trail, and these trees are themed to different Disney properties, and they're fantastic. I mean, they're so beautiful. And some of the ornaments you can buy in the Christmas shop. And so it's just amazing to see how they have brought a lot of their properties to life in those Christmas trees. And it's just really kind of magical to walk through there and experience that at Christmas time. So let's talk about resorts for just a second, because, there is a lot to do at Disney Springs. What are some of the resorts? Like if you want to stay close to Disney Springs, what Disney properties should you consider?
Saratoga Springs is... Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it. That's exactly what I was going to say, because you can walk there.
Yep. Or take a boat ride over. They have a boat that runs over to Disney Springs. It's super close. You can hear the music if you're down in the one section of it, like the entertainment that's going on. Mm-hmm. It's a good choice.
Yeah.
The Port Orleans French Quarter and Port Orleans Riverside are kind of sister resorts, and they're moderate level resorts that you can also take the boat down. Both of those resorts are just beautiful. Some of my favorite moderate level resorts.
Right.
We love French Quarter.
Yeah, Old Key West too. It's right there next to Saratoga Springs. It's super close. We like that place too. We just like Saratoga a little better because we can walk closer. It takes a little less time.
Yeah, I'm checking into Saratoga Springs later this week, actually. I'm very excited about it.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're excited to be able to walk over. But they also have, Saratoga Springs is a villa style, as is Key West. Old Key West, they're villa style. So they're going to have some of them full kitchens, multiple bedrooms. But they also at Saratoga have those really awesome treehouse villas, which are really fun to stay in. Those are, I believe, 3-bedroom units, if
I
I'm
believe so.
remembering correctly. Yeah. So if you have a larger family traveling together and you want to stay on property, those are a great option too, because you can still take a boat over to Disney Springs, or you can even walk. It's a little bit of a longer walk from the treehouse villas, but it is still definitely doable over to Disney Springs. And then, there are a lot of Disney Springs area resorts that aren't Disney owned, but they are considered official Walt Disney World properties. So a lot of those are hotel chains that you recognize, like Hilton Properties or, Wyndham Properties and things like that. So, those can be a good option too. If, maybe you don't want to stay in a Disney owned property, you have some choices that are still close to Disney Springs as well. So let's take a couple of minutes and see if we have had any more comments come through. Oh, yep. Love the poutine. And if you're not familiar with what poutine is, it's essentially French fries with cheese curds and gravy over top of it. It's, I believe, Canadian, if I remember correctly, like Canadian pub food. And then, oh, didn't know you could make, yeah. There you go. Very cool. Well, I think that's all of the comments that we had. Just keep in mind, this video will stay in this group even after it's no longer live. So if you come across this later and you think of a question that you want to ask, feel free to go ahead and pop that in the comments. We do monitor these videos even after they're no longer live, so we can come back and we can answer that for you at a later date. But thank you so much for joining us tonight, everyone. We really appreciate you watching with us. If you'd like to get information about planning a trip from any of the agents that you heard from tonight, and you maybe joined us a little bit late, all of our contact information is back at the beginning of the video, so feel free to check that out. It is free to book your vacation through an agent. It doesn't cost any more to book through us than it would to book directly on Disney's website, but when you book with us, you're getting access to a wealth of free vacation planning help. Everything from dining recommendations, kind of like you've gotten tonight, to help with actually booking those dining reservations, park touring tips, and so much more. Oh, we've got another fan of Old Key West in the comments. Yep, it is a beautiful property. It was Disney's original villa style resort, so there's a lot of nostalgia with that too. Next week, we are going to be in our cruise line group. We're going to be talking about Carnival Cruise Line's return to sailing. So we hope that you will join us next week at 8 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Sundays with MMT. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.